Revel feature release presentation. Typically, we do this about 4 times per year. This is the second release for 2018. Of course, we're always looking to make sure you stay up to date with the most current features and functionalities that help you move your business forward. We would like for you to stay engaged in the conversation. So if you have questions, we have a chat monitor, Quentin, who will ask questions as we move through the presentation, and we will answer them. We will also have a question and answer portion at the end of the presentation for any questions that weren't answered. I'd like to start off by introducing myself. My name is Dawn, and I'm the corporate trainer at Revel. I also have with me Kathy. She's a product manager that will be helping me answer any questions that come up during our session today. Now, before we jump in, we're going to talk about where to find resources and all of this wonderful information that we will be sharing today with you. We'll go through all of the features and updates that we have with the system in the 2.40 system release. Before we start, again, we want to remind you that at Revel University and the support knowledge base, these are where you can actually find the resources to help provide guidance on settings, configurations, networking and hardware, and other best practices. Both sites are available to you at any time. Should you feel like you need additional assistance, I've highlighted the areas where you can find Revel University on the support website, which is here, and the webinars on the Revel University site, which is here. Are there any questions before we go into the actual upgrades and the new releases? No? So let's move forward. I'm happy to introduce the new Revel Assistant. This new feature is an embedded part of the Management Console that provides click-by-click instructions for the Management Console functions and processes. For those of you who are new to Revel, Revel Assistant can help you get started and optimize the back-end systems to support your business needs. Current Revel users might like that this tool can help you learn how to use new features, providing you with immediate support. Since this feature is built into the Management Console, these guides and how-tos are always at your fingertips. To access the Revel Assistant, you actually start at right where it says in the bottom right-hand corner, where it has a question mark. Once you select the question mark, you'll actually see the menu for the Revel Assistant pop up, and that's where you can actually select what you would like to have assistance on. In the screenshots here, you'll see an example of Wizard guiding a user through the Products tab and how to create categories, subcategories, and products. We have 2 new updates to our CDS, or Customer Display Screen. In 2.40, Revel CDS is getting a great upgrade that allows customers to create their own user account, capturing details like name, email address, phone number, and birthday. This saves servers and employees time during peak hours, allowing customers to enter their own information correctly and complete their order. The information that you request your clients to fill out on the screen can be configured through settings on the Management Console. On the screen, you'll see an example of these settings on the left and what the CDS screen will look like on your right. A loyalty and rewards card can also be generated for new customers, so they can begin accruing points with their first purchase. This requires a specific setting to be enabled under the gift, rewards, and admin card settings on the Management Console. After an account has been created for the customer, upon their return, they will be able to log onto the CDS to view their account details and rewards point balance, as well as any gift card balances that may be attached to their name. No need to worry though. If your business is getting busy, or if you have customers that choose not to sign up, employees can simply cancel the customer creation and continue on with their order. In our second upgrade to the CDS, you're now able to add videos to the display. If you have promotional videos you created for the web or other platforms, they can now run on the CDS. You can upload videos from Vimeo, YouTube, and MP4 files, giving you a variety of options and file types to utilize. The configuration for this setting allows you to use the iPad's entire screen for the video, or you can utilize half of the screen to display logos or other images on the other half. Using this particular setup, the split screen allows the video to play on the left side of the screen while order information is listed on the right. With the CDS new capabilities, you'll be able to capture more customer information and proudly display your brand to create an exciting customer experience. We also have updated the KDS or kitchen display screens. We have two new updates. Previously, KDS devices were set up, configured, and had to be updated by a Revel agent. In 2.40, those of you using a KDS will now be able to review and update the settings on your own, giving you more freedom to make changes on the fly. It should be noted that the KDS itself will still need to be initially configured on the management console by a Revel agent. The second update to the KDS, and this is a small enhancement that was implemented, is the ability to display modifiers in red on the KDS. Similar to a kitchen ticket, this will provide more visibility to kitchen staff to ensure the order comes out correctly as the customer ordered it. This will keep your kitchen running efficiently and your customers happy. You can see the setting for this functionality on the middle screenshot here. This is down here below. Here you'll also see a few examples of the KDS setup on the management console where you can update and expedite options and the display of orders. Our kiosk. So these are the kitchen views. The Revel kiosk has provided a lot of additional support during peak business hours, giving your customers the option to make quick purchases and avoid long lines. To maintain that efficiency, Revel has updated the purchase flow to ask customers first their preferred dining option. Are you eating in or are you taking it home? This makes the option clear and avoids any confusion as to the type of order for both the customer and employees. Before we move on to reporting enhancements, are there any questions around our customer display screen, our kitchen display screen, or kiosk enhancements? No? So let's move on to our reporting enhancements. Several of Revel's reports were improved to provide customers with more information, filtering ability, and to give you flexibility. The speed of service report, which is typically used when you have a KDS in the kitchen, has been updated to include decimal time formatting. This format can be reviewed on the management console or exported into one of the several file options, making it easier to create formulas and calculations for any additional customized reports that are created outside of the Revel platform. Additional filtering options were added to several reports, including the product mix report and hourly sales report. In 2.40, you'll be able to configure the filter settings to report based on the days of the week. This gives you the flexibility, allowing you to see which days of the week are busiest and what your most popular products are. On the customer orders report, you'll now be able to filter data based on a specific customer group, depending on how you use customer groups. This may come in handy when reviewing what your customers are ordering or what loyalty options you may have set up for specific groups. To help you stay on top of your hourly sales for the day, the hourly sales report has been added to the automated email address setting. This will send a report of the day's hourly sales to the emails listed, which could be managers, accountants, or other team members. The report itself won't be sent until after hours when the day has been completed, and all orders are batched. A new hourly sales graph has also been added to the front end point of sale. Team members with the appropriate permissions will be able to log on to any terminal and review sales for the day so far. It's a convenient way to view how the business is doing without having to leave the front of house. Future order handling. For those who offer catering, pickup, or online orders, Revel has improved how the system manages future orders. While this setting may be used for particular order types, Revel has made the ability to set due dates and times much more visible, ensuring that the correct date and time is set based on the customer needs. You can see an example of this on the right-hand side, where a to-go order has been set for pickup on May 12th at 2:05 p.m. That information is then displayed on the order screen. These orders will then remain visible on the point of sale until the due date has passed, regardless of whether it has been paid or is waiting for payment. This ensures that orders can be quickly and easily reviewed by any employee, anytime before the due date. On the left-hand side, you'll also see the delayed printing screen. Well, this is not new to the system. This setting allows you to delay certain order types to print or be displayed on the KDS until a specific amount of time before they're due. This feature can assist in order management so that orders placed well into the future are not immediately added to the kitchen's queue and made several days or hours before the due date and time. Revel online ordering users will also have the option to process future orders as invoices. If the setting is enabled, any orders that are placed over a day in advance can come into the system as invoices. This will allow you to accept payment as deposits and ensure that sales are not reported until the invoice has been converted into an order and closed out. Are there any questions before we go into the redesign of our back office cash management?
Hey, Don, we have one question.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, we have a question here from Wayne Q. Will the new backend require the latest version of the Revel client software?
All right, perfect. Kathy? She may be on mute. All right, go ahead and read the question back to me again, Quentin, please, and I'll go ahead and.
Will the new backend require the latest version of the Revel client software?
So what we will do, so thank you for the question. So I'm actually, Kathy is our product manager, and I think that she may be having some audio issues. So we will hold on to that question, and we will answer it. We should have it answered by the end of our Q&A. So I apologize for that. So I think on her end, there's some technical issues. Are there any additional questions? Go ahead, Q.
Kathy chatted us back saying that certain features will require updating the POS in order to operate.
All right, perfect.
So what's her answer?
All right. So did we answer your question satisfactorily? Just want to make sure that the answer was clear. Did he chat back yet? Perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to back office cash management redesign. Cash reconciliation can be a headache sometimes. With the number of steps required from counting tills to finding variances, Revel has redesigned the cash office report to become a tool to help you better manage your cash flow. The Manage Cash Office tab is designed to walk you through each step to confirm that it's been completed before you proceed to the next step. Here, you'll see an example of a cash office report. Across the top of the report, you'll see several tabs to help you review and manage safe drops, safe counts, and bank deposits. As you or other employees complete safe drops throughout the day, after hours, the bank drops can be recounted and turned into safe counts. You can see an example of this on the images here. On the right, you'll see the step-by-step guide to managing the cash office, and on the left, you'll see an example of completed safe drops. The safe drops marked in red are safe drops that have not been handled yet to make users aware of incomplete safe drops. Once safe counts are confirmed, you can use the bank deposit report to display any variances, deposit numbers, and track the status of the deposit. After the bank has contacted you to confirm the deposit and deposit amount, you can log onto the management console to validate the deposit was received by the bank. With this new redesign, you're allowed to implement confirmation steps allowing for thorough validation of all cash movement and greater accountability for employees involved in the process. Till management. Tills can be one of the most complex aspects of operating your business. To help bring you more insight into your cash movement, Revel has improved the till management feature with several small enhancements. The headers on the till list report have been updated to provide more clarity and insight into total till activity for the reporting period. You're now able to review total expected cash from tills, actual cash, which calculates any variances and displays them at the top of the report. These numbers will correspond to the cash summary section of the operations report to ensure that you have total clarity into your cash flow. In addition to the reporting improvements, Revel has designed new features to help secure cash drawers throughout the day. Under Settings on the Management Console, you can now enable the ability to prevent employees from creating a new order until the cash drawer is closed. This provides you with additional precautionary steps to ensure the security of your cash. Another new setting requires employees to close out their tills before clocking out and ending their shift. This verifies that the cash drawer began and ended with the same person. You'll then be able to confirm discrepancies with that employee and should there be any variances. With these new till management features, you can take preventive measures to cut down on employee theft and promote greater accountability amongst your staff. Are there any questions around till management and around the back office cash management redesign before we move on to loyalty enhancements?
Hi, we have a couple of questions. One from Dan Meyer. Please explain where future orders will appear on iPad.
Future orders will appear on the iPad as they'll bucket appropriately according to like if they're open or closed. In future releases, we hope to have a dedicated queue for future orders, but right now, if the order is open, it would appear in open orders. If it's closed, it would appear in, I think, current orders. I'm not remembering the name of the queue. They do not yet have a dedicated queue. If they're invoices, they'll appear in the invoices list.
All right, we have one more question from Dan as well. Formula on top and till report is not figuring the variance when amount appears in the other field.
So in an ideal world, the other field is going to be empty. The other field is transactions that for whatever reason were not captured to a till. That doesn't have anything to do with till variances. Variances in tills are only against what is reported on a till.
All right, we have a question here from Nick. Will there ever be an option to correct tills that may have been set incorrectly?
There is no option to alter the setting of the till. However, you can update a till on the back end if it was declared, if the amounts that were declared at close were incorrect. You can adjust that. I think that's always existed, but it's on the management console, not on the POS.
All right, great. And that's all our questions so far.
Perfect. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Quentin. All right, so let's talk about loyalty enhancements. Revel provides users with several loyalty point options to provide you with the ability to customize how your customers accrue rewards points. Now, all loyalty programs, including visits and purchase points, can be viewed and managed from the point of sale, not just item points as you may remember from previous versions. You can see an example of this on your screen here. Another improvement to Revel's loyalty functionality is the ability to complete partial returns without removing all rewards points associated with the order. Should a customer return an item, any points associated with that specific product will be removed from the customer's point balance. With these enhancements, Revel's loyalty program helps you to keep your customer coming back and rewards them for their continued business. Now let's look at some discount functionality enhancements. On the management console, the discount page has been updated to allow users to manage the active status of discounts in bulk. This allows you or other team members to manage multiple discounts at one time, saving you time and a few extra clicks. In 2.40, you will also be able to clone discounts, making it quick and easy to recreate specific discount settings, but make a few edits where needed. For example, you might want to create a tiered loyalty discount based on the number of points accrued, starting at $5 off, $10 off, or so on. You can see that duplicate button here in the red box, which is down here. Also, new in discounts, users will be able to set the exact price of each product, or rather product group or class, within a combo discount. Combo discounts are repriced discounts that require a product from each class or group to be selected before applying a reprice to the total sum of the products. By default, the system is set to assess the discount against the highest priced product. For those customers analyzing their margins, these new settings give you greater flexibility to control savings and cost against specific items. Online ordering enhancements. In Revel's online ordering platform, we've updated the order flow for QSR and TSR merchants who offer pickup and delivery options. When a customer first logs on to place their order, they'll see this new screen where they're asked to add their order type, when they want it, as well as basic contact information like name and email address. You can see an example of this on the screen here. Should the customer choose delivery as their order type, they will also be asked to include their address, which can be validated to verify that they are within your delivery radius. Configuring settings like delivery distance or radius can be done on the management console under the advanced point-of-sale settings. This change in the online ordering flow provides your customers with more information up front, verifying address or arrival time details to confirm that you can complete their order. This saves your customers time and ensures that they're given the best possible experience. Invoice enhancements. Revel's invoicing feature has allowed users the ability to convert orders into invoices, which comes in handy for catering orders or maybe laying away an item for sale at a later date. For those of you who frequently utilize Revel's invoice feature, you'll be excited to hear that invoicing can now be set as your default order type, saving you a few extra taps on each order. This is a new setting that can be found under Advanced Point of Sale settings, as you can see in the screenshot here on the left. And to provide further clarity on invoice documents, any deposits taken and the remaining balance due are now clearly listed on the document. You can see an example here in the image on the right-hand side. Are there any questions so far?
Yeah, we have a question from Dan. Can you adjust the loyalty account info without leaving an order?
Interesting question. So I think you might be able to do it if the loyalty account is connected to a customer, because you could go in, order, customer, loyalty, and follow it through. Otherwise, probably not. There's no direct direct connection to the loyalty cards is on the dashboard. I would have to double check that myself and make sure that I can't go in through the loyalty number once it's attached to the card order. It certainly would have to be attached to the order before I could adjust it.
All right, we have a question from Amy. Can you have multiple deposits made on different days on one invoice?
Yes. They will be bucketed on the printed invoice you see there. They'll all be bucketed together as a total, but you certainly an invoice can have different payments made against it.
All right, and that's all the questions.
Perfect. Thank you, Quentin. Thank you, Kathy. Inventory enhancements. In the past, Revel allowed products to drop into negative amounts. This created difficulties in the calculations for reporting. To align with standard accounting practices, when inventory quantities go negative, cost is frozen until quantities become positive. We don't have a screenshot to demonstrate, but we wanted to make sure that you are aware of this update to inventory functionality. In addition to the updated negative inventory, you now have the ability to sell items without inventory on a product-by-product basis. This provides you the flexibility to choose which items can and cannot be sold based on the inventory amount. In previous builds, a similar setting could be configured. However, this applies to all products rather than individual products. You can see the setting in the images on the screen here. To provide more information on exported reports, price of inventory items is now included in the product inventory report, as well as dynamic cost. Information like this gives you the ability to retrieve more of your data so that you can create customized reports and formulas based on your unique business needs. When reordering from a vendor, you can now choose from multiple unit types based on the units associated with that item. Stock units can be added to products under the inventory section of the product details. In the example on the screen, this merchant is able to reorder Anchor Steam beer by the bottle or by the case depending on their needs. This is excellent when you may need to quickly reorder fewer products than you normally would. Physical inventory. Revel's physical inventory feature allows users to select specific sections of the business for a product count. This allows you to conduct multiple counts or even blind counts to verify that your inventory is up to date. In 2.40, you will be able to assign product groups or classes to a physical inventory count. This allows you to decide which specific products need to be counted. This will also display the products on the inventory app so employees can see what needs to be scanned and what's still outstanding. Customizable action buttons. Many of Revel's users lock the POS on the iPad display so that their employees are not able to access other apps or websites on the device. The new customizable action button feature allows you to create buttons that allow your employees to access designated websites directly from the point of sale. The button is created on the management console where you can give it a title, choose an icon, and designate the URL to be directed to. After the button has been created, you can go into the Establishment tab to add the button to your POS. This may come in handy for any of you that use third parties like Chowly to assist you in running your business. It makes other websites easily accessible while maintaining point-of-sale security. and employee productivity. Before we move on to some of our last enhancements, are there any additional questions on those action buttons or the previous categories? No? All right. To help improve security with your employees, Revel has developed an auto-generate employee pins feature. This functionality will quickly generate random unused pins for employees, saving you time from having to create them on your own, only to realize it's already being used by another employee. Splitting checks is common in many restaurant environments, and making it a quick, efficient experience for your employees and customers is vital to maintaining customer satisfaction. To improve the check splitting feature, the Split Bills payment screen now displays modifiers, making it easier for servers to select the correct product and associated modifiers. Now it will be even simpler to settle bills for all of your customers. For those of you who offer delivery, you know that getting directions and other notes are important to delivering the order to the correct address on time. In 2.40, a delivery instructions field has been included on a customer's CRM profile. When this information is entered on the POS or even through Revel Online Ordering, the instructions are saved to the profile for future orders. Considering and saving customer-provided delivery instructions are critical in providing top-tier service. This setting stores the information, ensuring an excellent customer experience by making those details available to all of your delivery drivers. Product quantity user interface update. While this may be a small update, it's definitely worth mentioning. In previous versions, products listed on the order screen had a quantity button on the line item. You can see an example of this here in the 2.34 image on the left. In 2.40, this quantity button can be found by tapping on the item to bring up the product details. You can see an example of this on the right. The update does not require any additional taps. It's simply a different approach to adding quantity to a product. The price tier functionality has been included in the product price lifecycle feature. Price tiers gives you the flexibility to set up a variety of pricing options for your items, like holiday promotions and seasonal discounts. Now that it's included in the product price lifecycle feature, you'll be able to set up and reuse sale or special event concepts to alter the prices ahead of time and schedule when they will be available on the point of sale. This ensures that the front-end system is up to date with available discounts and offerings, and saves you time from having to complete the update manually. Are there any questions, Quentin, before we move on to our last enhancement?
Yeah, Tony asked, will this system allow for separate customer and recipient names when doing deliveries?
All right. Can you repeat the question one more time for Kathy?
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks.
Will the system allow for separate customer and recipient names when doing deliveries?
Is she on mute, Quentin? Or did she chat you? Maybe her audio?
I was still on mute.
That's what I was thinking, you were on mute.
So you may only have one customer per order, but you may now have notes that are unique to the address. So you could type in somebody's name on the notes against the address.
Okay, and we have a question here from Sarah. What happened to the enter quantity button?
You can still enter quantity button. So there are a couple of quantity buttons. There's still an order. There's still a button below the order where you can enter the quantity. If we don't see it, it's just because it wasn't in the 4 buttons that were displayed there. So that one's still there. The quantity, the ability to enter quantity straight in line in the order, that has been moved off to the item details page, but you may still tap the amount itself and type in a quantity directly. You don't have to use the arrow keys.
Okay, and that's it for the questions.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. There are a few more notable enhancements and improvements we'd like to share with you. However, there weren't any images we could provide to demonstrate the functionality, so we thought we'd speak to them and keep you informed. On the point of sale, for those of you who use the admin card, employees won't have to tap the login button before swiping their card. They can simply swipe and go, saving you and your employees valuable time to focus on other important tasks. Vantiv TriPOS will support AVS and CVV checks for manual credit card transactions in 2.40. Once entered on the POS, the information is sent to TriPOS for verification and will let the employee know if there's anything wrong with the transaction. This will allow your employees or managers to make informed decisions about whether to accept transactions that are flagged for incorrect information. It should be noted that this functionality does not protect against chargebacks, but helps you to understand what risk you're willing to take. WebSockets will now be available within the system. The WebSockets maintain a consistent and open communication between the point of sale and management console, allowing data to transfer more quickly, improving the speed of receipts for online orders, and more by providing up-to-the-minute inventory accuracy. This ensures consistency across all Revel platforms, as well as data integrity for an increased speed of service. In 2.40, logo images can now be maintained at the EMS level, allowing you to update logos for all of your locations at one time. This is great when your businesses go through rebranding and need to quickly update images used for the point of sale or the customer display screen. For our French clients, the system is now integrated with Epson iHub printer to ensure you're fiscally compliant. We also have new RMAs, or return merchandise authorizations. They can now be generated for inactive products. This ensures that you can send back broken or defective products that you may no longer sell. So that concludes our 2.40 new features and functionality release. Are there any additional questions that we can answer for you?
There still seems to be a bit of confusion about the quantity box. So if you tap on the line item, then the product details flyout will appear. And the quantity is listed on that. If you tap the number of the quantity right there, you can the keyboard will pop up and you can replace like 1 with 12. Now, this is actually controlled by a setting in the back end to type quantity. So if you are not able to edit the amount directly, then look for search our settings for quantity and turn it on.
All right, looks like we have a question from Christian. When will the inventory app be ready?
The inventory app should go into the App Store as soon as we have upgraded all of the management consoles. We are currently targeting that for the week of July 9th, if all goes well. All right.
Quentin, are there any additional questions?
Tony here has a general platform question. Under a flower shop environment where a customer is ordering flowers for another person, example of that would be a gift, that are going to deliver, how do you capture customer and recipient info?
You can capture multiple addresses. The customer info would probably be the billing address, and then you can add a shipping address for the recipient. And actually, I think we do allow, so we allow a name. We name that address. So you can name that address after the recipient.
Perfect.
And I believe that is all the questions.
All right. Well, again, I want to thank everyone. Thank you, Quentin. Thank you, Kathy, for helping with the webinar. Thank you to all of the participants for joining us today to talk about 2.40, our new features and functionality release. So again, if you need additional resources or you need more information, you can go to Revel University, or you can go to the other resource page that we talked about earlier. And of course, you can always just reach out to support. So this concludes our 2.40 release presentation, and thank you again for attending.
I do see one more question has come in on the inventory app and whether or not you can interact with it based off of purchase orders. You can, yes. The ability to call up a purchase order and to receive products using that is possible. That isn't part of physical inventory, mind you. Physical inventory is a different aspect of the inventory app. And I see no other questions at the moment, so.
All right. Well, again, thank you all for attending. Hopefully that was helpful and a great use of your time. And we look forward to having you join us again for our new releases later in the year. All right. Thank you, everyone.
This is going to be made available for customers to watch later. Is that true?
Yes, it
Yes,
should.
it will.
Yes.
Okay.
So on the website, and actually, I'll go back so that everyone can see it. So if you go to revelsystem.com support and you search for it, or Revel University, either place, if you search, you'll be able to find the link for the presentation for the 2.40 feature and functionality release. All right. All right. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.
Good afternoon, all.
Bye.